undefeated streak over a year. Pro wrestler Rebel Kel joins us here at State of Pro Wrestling. And thank you very much. We wanted to brag today. This is kind of our coast to coast from Boston all the way out to Seattle. Do you frequent the Seattle area, or where do you wrestle normally?
I actually live in the Seattle area, so yeah, I would say that I get a lot more in Seattle.
All right.
But yeah, I'm going to Rhode Island next month.
All right.
Well, seeing what's going on here, obviously.
Sure, definitely. Everything's kind of up in the air right now. Career. You said you started off as a valet. What are you out to prove now, stepping into the ring as a competitor?
You know, what I'm out to prove is that, like, I feel like a lot of people see a quote-unquote pretty face and don't believe that there could be athleticism behind it. They don't believe that there could be badassery behind it. They don't believe that, like, someone that is pretty can be tough. And that's absolute fucking bullshit. And I fucking hate being put in that fucking category. It's annoying because I've been told people think my gimmick should be a pretty Instagram girl. I fucking hate Instagram. Why the fuck? Like, because of my looks, I should fucking fit into fucking pretty Instagram girl. When in reality, who I find myself, like, as a human being is someone that prides themselves on being, like, aggressive, not afraid to get physical, and, like, someone that's rough around the edges. So, I don't know. I don't really know how I fit into this whole thing, but we're figuring it out. I noticed the difference in pro wrestling here versus the pro wrestling there is that, like, when they watch pro wrestling, which if you're a pro wrestling fan, you probably already know this, but for people that don't, when they watch pro wrestling, they watch pro wrestling as if it's, like, on TV. Like, they don't say a word, they don't do chants, they just, if you know you did something good, if you hear, like, ooh, like, out of the audience, you know, but, like, here in America, like, everyone's chanting whatever they can come up with, right? And, like, in Japan, that's considered rude. So, like, when I first had my first few matches in Japan or whatever, and, like, you don't hear anything except for to hear, like, the occasional, like, like, it was kind of like a different thing, but honestly, it only took, like, a couple of matches for me to really get into it. And then it kind of made me realize when I came back to America that, like, when I go out there, almost to not even, like, focus on that. Like, not even focus on, like, the audience reaction. I feel like when I first started, when people would say something, it might get into my head in the middle of the match. And as a wrestler, that's the last thing you need. So I feel like it really helped me when I came back to just be like, this is who Rebel Kel is. This is how Rebel Kel wrestles. And, you know, take it or leave it. So.
Cool. The one thing that definitely stood out when I checked out Defy Wrestling was that they had their own network, and then they really, the quality of the product was top notch.
It is, absolutely. Like, absolutely, in the Pacific Northwest, you're not going to get anything as far as better content. And the thing is, maybe in Chicago, they have promotions going every single weekend. In Seattle, we don't have that luxury. We do not.
Okay.
We don't have companies running all of the time like they do on the East Coast. Defy, as far as the whole West Coast goes, is, well, top fucking notch. It's in line with fucking, PCW and Bar. I mean, I don't know.
There's tons of elite indies out there for sure.
Tons, but Defy puts on a great product. Their crew from top to, like, bottom is amazing. Like, they put on great stuff. If you're not watching Defy already, you should be, as a pro wrestling fan.
For sure. Certainly, before I talk to you, I was unfamiliar as a fan, you know, not from that region, and definitely interested to check it out. I was on YouTube, kind of just doing a little homework, and just, who's who of pro wrestling of the last 5 years is all over the highlight clips you can check out. I believe they had a network subscription available, so you can support the people who are doing this at this high level, support indie wrestlers such as Rebel Kel, such as yourself.